The EEA, very simply, is the European Economic Area. It is made up of the EU members plus Iceland, Liechtenstein, and Norway. So basically, the EEA extends the EU's single market or free trade to those three other countries that are not in the EU. And Switzerland. Switzerland is so shady. Switzerland is not in the EU or the EEA, but it is a part of that single market free trade agreement. I believe that, including Switzerland, is defined as the EFTA, EFTA, European Free Trade Association. Now, the obvious main difference between the EU and the EEA or the EFTA is that the latter leave politics out of it, right? So they have free trade, so it's good for their economics, but they don't have any political involvement with the other countries. Why does there have to be an EEA and an EFTA? I have no idea. There's one final grouping in Europe, which I think is the most important for Americans to understand, and that is Schengen. Here is the list of Schengen countries: Portugal, Germany, Belgium, Greece, Austria, Estonia, Finland, France, Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, Hungary, Italy, Malta, Spain, Czechia, Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Sweden, Iceland, Norway, Switzerland, Croatia, Netherlands, Denmark, San Marino, Bulgaria, Romania, Antigua and Barbados, Cyprus, and Andorra. List that I just read off is the Schengen list, and it is freedom of movement for non-EU citizens living in the EU or visiting. When you come to one of those countries as an American, you get a Schengen visa. And I know that you don't actually get a visa, but yes, every time you enter a country, you're getting a visa of some sort. You're getting permission to be in that country. They can turn you away at the border. Just because you didn't have to get a visa before doesn't mean they can't do that. So once you come in to the Schengen zone as an American, you have 90 out of 180 days of freedom of movement in those Schengen countries. I've stood in airports listening to Americans make plans that would eventually get them in trouble, so I apologize for not intervening if that was you. But this is such an important concept to understand, and it is on you to understand it. This is a super useful map. So the purple and the blue are Schengen. Blue is Schengen yes, EU no. You can see that over here. The purple is Schengen yes, EU yes. The green is EU yes, Schengen no. So that means that if you come to Ireland, you are not on a Schengen visa. I believe Ireland also gives 90 days to Americans, but that is separate to your Schengen time. So if you spend 90 days out of 180 in Sweden, you can pop on over to Ireland, spend 90 days there, and then you can come back to Sweden. That is all legal. And the UK, they're not involved at all anymore these days, but they never were in the Schengen. I saw comments one time on a TikTok about how Brexit was benefiting somebody because Americans could go there now, but they were never in Schengen. We've always had 6-month visas to the UK, at least as long as I have been traveling. Hope that clears things up. I know that it is confusing, and you don't have to know what the EEA is and the EFTA is. You don't even really have to know what the EU is. Really, Schengen is what is super important if you are either traveling or moving abroad. But again, this is on you to know. If you mess up and you overstay, that's not like, oh, I didn't know. Immigration don't care. Like, you fucked up, and you're gonna have to deal with that, and it's not gonna be pretty.